Hey guys, welcome back. Today we get into more advanced function of sum. So we saw plain sum in a previous video. We saw conditional sum. Now we are getting into a more advanced function when you have multiple criteria. It could happen that in a practical scenario, I want to sum values based on uh, a department and a particular product. So I want to know how my salesperson has performed for a specific product, or how much sales he has done, how much expenses he has incurred. So that is where my multiple criteria will come into picture, where the formula is sum ifs. Yeah. And it will look like this. So it will have some ifs. Then you have the sum range as compared to sum if, where sum range was at the end of the formula. We here in sum ifs, you have sum range at the start of the formula. Then you specify the criteria. Now here is where the criteria starts from. So criteria range 1 and the criteria 1. Okay. So let me write criteria CR1, like it will just shorten a bit. CR1, that is criteria range 1 and the criteria 1. Okay, criteria C1. Same way, there will be criteria range 2 and the criteria 2. Yeah, and so on. Okay. Now you need to understand here is the next criterias are optional. So you can use it as a sum if or sum ifs both. So you can have a single criteria or you can have multiple criteria. Okay, so that's why. So you need to have the sum range, the criteria range CR1 and the criteria that you need to specify, and you can have multiple criteria. So you have the sum range for which you need to sum the entire value. The range that is to be tested, that is the criteria 1, and subsequently the criteria 2, which is optional. Now you can have up to 127 range and criteria pairs. Okay, so that is the flexibility of sumifs. So you can have 2 to 127. 127 is the last criteria would be in your sumifs, but usually do not have so many criteria sumifs because it becomes too complex and it is heavy on Excel as well. Usually the max that I have criterias in my formulas has been up to 6 sumifs, sumifs criterias and the criteria range. Okay. Now, few things that you need to know is you can have wildcard characters being put into the criteria, as I've told you earlier in sumif as well. Uh, a question mark matches any single character. You need to know that. Asterisk, if you put an asterisk, it matches the entire string till a particular point. And lastly, if you type a tilde in front of the question mark, then it will find the question mark in that particular. So if you want to have a question mark to be found in a particular text, which has to be arranged, then you need to add a tilde symbol. Yeah, tilde symbol is some symbol which is above the next to one on your keyboard. Let me show you the symbol. So this is the symbol that is available on your keyboard. Okay. So let's jump into a quick criteria. We'll take the same criteria which was available here for books. We did it for books. Let's redefine this formula. So as I told you earlier, the sum range has to be the first one. So I take the sum range and move it to first and then put a comma. Then you have the criteria range. Then you have the criteria. So what I was checking right now was on books. Okay. So let me have this moved as well. We'll have it here. Hmm. Okay, so I have this criteria. I'll say enter. Okay, let me see what I have done incorrect. So I have some range. Okay, some ifs. Okay, yeah. Since I have not added anything in the criteria, Z11. Okay, so if I add books here, I get the same result. Okay, now in books, if I want to have, let me see what all things I have in books. 40, which is 700 of cell, 400 of cell. Okay. You have books, which is 600 of cell, and you have books here, which is 900 of cell. So suppose I want anything which is greater than, so I want to see any cell which is greater than 40. So any quantity which I have ordered greater than 40. So I'll select the quantity which has another criteria. I'll say comma and I want to enter the quantity here. So I'll just press enter. Right now, since I have not specified anything, yeah, it is 0. So it is taking me to this particular record which has 0 quantity. Yes, since I have not specified anything here, 0 quantity which has 500. Okay. Now let me change and make it a bit interesting by putting a greater than. Now, if I referring a particular cell range, then I need to put it in double quotes. So I'll say greater than, yeah. So let me put here. So I want everything which is greater than 400. Yeah. Anything, oh, I do not have anything in quantity which is greater than 400. So I'll just put 40. Yeah. So let's see whether books which are here, this is 5 records, which are the books which is greater than 40. 40 will not be counted because we have added the symbol as greater than 40. So this record will also be not considered. This record will not be considered. So this is the only record, 60, which is greater than 40, and its sale is 900. That's why we got the answer as 900. So what has it checked? It has checked for books, which is greater than 40. Yeah. Same way if I change for apparel, keep on having a look at the quantity which is being changed. Yeah. So any apparels which has a quantity which is greater than 40. So let me change it a bit more greater than 200. So I do not have anything. So do we have apparels greater than 200? No. So I'll just put greater than 100. Let's see. So here it is, how it looks like. So this is how you use the sumifs criteria, where you have multiple criterias to find out what your answer could be. Now let's have certain things like using the asterisks or the wildcard characters. I wanted to show you that as well. So suppose home and books has O in their second character. Yeah. So let's use this particular formula. Yeah. Now, instead of using apparels from here, which is Z11, I would say give me total of everything which starts with any character, which would be a single question mark. So question mark specifies a single character. Yeah. And then I want the second character to be O. Yes. And after that, I want any number of characters. That's why I specify a star and I'll say brackets and I'll press enter. Now you'll find it has given me sum of all the category which has O in the second character. Yeah. O in the second character and has the quantity which is greater than 100. So let's see if I am right. So anything which is greater, anything first of all, the first criteria was anything which has O in the first character. So question marks will check for one character at a time. If I put double question mark, it will check for two characters. So question mark is for one character. Remember that. So any character within for that particular space which has been added a question mark, and star means it will have multiple characters after O. So let's see whether it fulfills the range. So O in the second character, this is the this home goods, again home good, books, books. Yeah, let me mark it, color it so that we understand. So O as an alphabet is available in all this type of categories here as well. Categories where O is in the second character. Now, what was the second criteria? Our second criteria was quantity should be greater than 100. Yeah, greater than 100. So 150 is greater than 100. So this is what? So it is home goods. O in the second character greater than 100. Is this greater than 100? Yes. Is this greater than 100? No. Let's see, books, this is not greater than 100. Home good, this is not greater than 100. Books, again, this is not greater than 100. This is greater than 100. We'll mark this as well. This is not greater than 100. This is again not greater than. So if I sum this entire three records, so if I sum this record 150 plus, and what am I summing up? Just let me see. I'm summing up the sales. Okay. So I need to check. So 150. So this is the range that I need to look at. So this is the sum that is supposed to happen. So 2200. So let us do a plain sum of it. Sum. This is 2200, comma 1800, comma 1600. Let's see whether I am able to get the right result. Yes, it is 5600, which is exactly match what we have done as a sumifs. Yes. Let me explain you this formula again. It's not a bit complicated. We are summing up the sales, okay, which is in Q column. Yeah. The first criteria that is happening is it is searching for all the categories, yeah, which has O in the second position. Yeah. So O is in the second position. So the yellow ones are the categories which has O in the second position. My second criteria is all the quantity that has been selected has to be greater than 100. Yeah. So it is checking whether which all quantities which has this categories which are selected are greater than 100, and based on this criteria it is finally summing up the sales. Now if I change this 100 to 50, see, it has changed because the quantity has changed. Now it is taking 50 as well. So 50, let's see for books, this is 20, the ones which are not selected. This book is 30, this book is 60. So I have to add this as well. And lastly, this is 0. Let me see. Okay, home goods is also, this is again selected. So I need to add this and this again. So if I sum this particular records, if I just sum up this particular records which are marked in yellow, I say this one, comma, the one which is in yellow, comma, and then you have this range. So you have 7,500, which is the exact answer that we got by 7,000, by the sumifs. Okay. Now, the important point that you need to notice, the criteria range argument must contain the same number of rows and columns at the sum range. This is very important as compared to what we had in sum. So if my criteria range is different, if my criteria range is different, criteria range is different. So suppose I have this till 21. So the criteria range here is different. So I may specify it as 15. Let's see what happens. It will give me a value error. Yeah. So I use the same formula. I try to change the criteria range. In the second criteria, I make it 15. Yeah. So here you can see the quantity range has changed. Whereas my sales range is different, category range is same. It will still give me a value error. So my criteria range for both the criteria, all the criteria has to be same as the sum range. This is very, very important for sumifs. In sum, it doesn't matter whether how the criteria or the sum range, how many cells that you selected, it is based on your selection, it will give you the answer. But for sumifs and sumif, you need to specify the range same for both criteria as well as the sum. We also saw how we can use special characters or wildcard characters to get your output, and we saw the sum as well. Yeah. I hope I was able to make the concept clear and give you the difference between what sumif, and sumif does to sum up the values. And this is one of the advanced functions that you need to know. And this is the formula which I use day in, day out if I have to do any kind of analysis. Hope you understood the video. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. Comment if you want me to cover any topics in this 365 days of Excel journey. And yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because that's how you're going to get this any videos that I upload on YouTube. You may get it as a notification. And yes, do not subscribe to my channel. Do subscribe to my channel because that will also keep me motivated towards creating such free contents. Thank you so much.